So the boys hit the field on July 26th, which is, of course, a week earlier than they typically would because of the August 24th start. There's a number of storylines that we've been kicking around the entire offseason. But as we get down to crunch time, Cam, what are you thinking about? What would be the anticipation of what are those first few tidbits from camp that you would hope to hear?
I mean, the things that everybody wants to hear. Number one, quarterback. Like, it's the topic that's been on everybody's mind. Obviously, Miami has not had not even league average performance from the quarterback position in the last year and a half. And I know that MarkRogersTV did have some good counting stats in 2017, but even if you dug a little bit deeper than that, there were chinks in that armor, as it were. So, yeah, you definitely want to hear about the quarterbacks, see what they're doing, hear how they're doing, because, again, and I said this last week, and it's been multiply reported, first by Manny Navarro of The Athletic, but then also Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald and others. Miami wants to get this whittled down within the first 2 weeks to a starting quarterback. That means that first week is going to be taking it from 3 to 2. So whoever is that number 3 quarterback after the first week, thank you for your input. Thank you for your continued hard work. But we're going to look at these other 2 to be the starter for this year. And then, take it from 2 to 1 after that second scrimmage with 2 weeks left. And then that gives the number 1 quarterback all the number 1 reps for those last 2 weeks. Your full install for the game, things like that. So you definitely want to hear and see about quarterbacks. That has to be where it starts. Additionally, another thing that we always talk about is no injuries. You just don't want to hear that. You don't want to see that. No Lorenzo Lingard gets hurt in practice because a scout team player decided to try to go all out and, tore his knee apart. You don't want to hear about Amon Richards or Malik Young, having a career-ending injury or something like that. You don't want to hear any of those things. So obviously being healthy all the way through camp, or as healthy as possible, is a big key. And there's already going to be reserve linebackers and some people who are working their way back from prior injuries, who are not going to be full go at the beginning of camp. So, yeah, staying healthy is a key. And also because, as I have spoken about on here before, Miami has top-level talent on the roster to compete with almost anybody, but the depth is not there. So if you start whittling away the starting 22 and start saying, okay, well, yeah, this guy's injured and this guy's injured, now you're taking away from the actual game-ready talent that makes Miami the going-away favorite in my mind in the Coastal Division, although it was voted otherwise by the assembled ACC media at ACC kickoff, and maybe we can talk about that later. So number 1, quarterback. Number 2, injuries. Number 3, offensive line. You just got to have that, and that is the key to everything on the offense. Bryant McKinney has been helping out on campus. The Outland Trophy winner, first-round draft pick, I believe Super Bowl winner in the NFL. Brian McKinney has been coming back to help out the offensive line. Brett Romberg has been helping him out. There was somebody else, Vernon Carey. That's who it was. So, yeah, the other day, they've been coming down a couple times a week to help the offensive line with film study and technique and cohesion. So Brian McKinney has been working with the tackles, Vernon Carey with the guards, and Brett Romberg with the centers. And, I mean, all those guys are local. Obviously, Vernon Carey's son, Vernon Carey Jr. just committed to Duke as the number 2 overall basketball recruit because he outgrew his father. I think he's 6'10", 6'11", and Vernon Carey Sr. is 6'5" or 6'6" in offensive line. But anyway, he was a local high school basketball player. So he's able to come back. Brett Romberg hosts a radio show down here. He's able to come back. Brian McKinney moved down here after finishing his NFL career. So having those guys back on campus should hopefully help the offensive line. And then additionally, just what's going to shake out in the secondary, because that's the real, other question on the team. So, really going into camp, the questions on the team are what need to be answered. Who's going to play quarterback? What's up with the offensive line? Hopefully no injuries. And who's going to step up in the secondary? I think, and especially at cornerback, because you have Trajan Bandy, who was nominated for the Thorpe Award this week, or on the watch list at least. He's going to be your number 1 cornerback. You have talent at safety in Gervin Hall and Amari Carter. Bubba Bolden should be on campus during fall camp, but not at the very beginning of fall camp. And then you have that second and third cornerback slots between DJ Ivey, Al Blaze Jr., maybe a Christian Williams working his way into that rotation. But it's thin at cornerback. And honestly, as Miami only has 6 cornerbacks on the roster, so you want to see that they work everything out. So those are the things that you want to hear and want to see. And just before I got on here, I just looked at my Twitter. So it's actually pretty cool. Miami's opening the first practice on Friday, but it's only for the first 1,000 fans And you have to register on the link that Manny Diaz posted. And I think that Canes Football posted it as well. So it's only for the first 1,000. And you can go in, and the full practice is going to be open on the first day. And obviously, it's only headgear. It's not even shells, because you have 2 days of acclimation before you can actually put on pads and start hitting, just because that's the way the football works. And, legally and with the physicians, we've come to this kind of general consensus that you need 2 days of acclimation. But on day one, opening night, because the practice is a night practice on Friday, that's open to the first 1,000 fans who sign up. So if you're listening to this later, because we're recording this on a Wednesday night, if you're listening to this on Thursday or Friday, the 1,000 spots are probably gone. If you're listening to this right now, I hope that you open up a separate tab on whatever browser you're using to try to do that. But yeah, so I mean, that'll be cool, because Miami has not had an open practice as such in, I don't remember when. I mean, maybe it was right after I graduated undergrad. So you're talking 2004, 2005, if then, where there was an open practice such as this. And like to the general public, not to like the donors or somebody who has a connection, or, like you have a credential through a website, so you're there for the media portion, but just like Johnny come lately, like whoever it is, like you're, Jorge from Hialeah, you want to come on down. Like there's not been a practice like that in a long time. But when you go to that practice, obviously you're going to want to see how things go. And you're not really going to get much information from the first practice. You're not going to say, oh yeah, Jaron Williams was the #1 quarterback and he took all the reps and nobody else did. But yeah, quarterback, no injuries, offensive line and secondary. That's where I'm looking for the answers, first of all, in camp. And, hopefully we get those and we move forward.
Yeah, you're not going to glean a whole lot from the boys running around in shorts. It's just a cool experience. It's about the experience. It's about getting close to the players and feeling the vibe and the culture of the team and getting that feel. As we break 101, joining us on the live chat, and Cam mentions Trajan Bandy being named to the Thorpe watch list, and Navon Donaldson, offensive line, named to the Outland Trophy watch list, and Shaq Waterman and Jonathan Gervin to the Nagurski Trophy watch list, as I read that straight from State of the U.